Okay, welcome to this next part of the course. And in this part, we're going to talk about creating your own events. So if you're struggling to get bookings yourself, then why not try and start your own event? In this part of the course, this is exactly what I'm going to talk about with my brand, Casa. When I started DJing back in 1988 on vinyl, I had a residency in a bar in my local town that went for well over 3 years. And I started off playing house music just as house music was coming out. It was a great place to start. Then after that, I started doing regular parties with trips to Ibiza and also spent some time in New Zealand DJing with a friend of mine. And then myself and Darryl Wright formed a DJ duo called SlavzIIhouse. We DJed together, played some incredible places, including Pacha in London, had our own night at Paradis, had a residency in Madrid as well as playing at the Winter Music Conference in Miami in 2013. So when I moved out the area years later, it was almost like starting again. Nobody knew who I was in the town where I lived. So it was literally about starting again. No one was booking me. So I thought, right, I'm going to create my own event. So first of all, why do you do that? Well, first of all, the beauty is you can book yourself as the headliner. This is how you get yourself back onto the scene and recognized by a new audience. And this will help get your name out there and your party known into the area where you've decided to choose to set up your first event. There's some things to remember. It won't happen straight away. You're going to have to build this over time. What I would recommend you do to start off with, first of all, find the right venue. I was really lucky. I found a great town called Great Dunmow in Essex. And I knew there was a bit of money in the area because I used to work nearby at Stansted Airport. And I found a really cool bar that people were going to that were kind of my age. And that was the crowd that I was trying to attract. So this is why I chose the venue. And the first thing I did, went in there, talked to the owner, explained to him that I've been DJing for a number of years and the music that I played. And I said to him that I wanted to build this night and the fact that it would be a partnership. It would be me and him promoting it. We'd both do it together. That way they win because they get more money on the bar and you win as well because you've got a busy event. So that's how I recommend you do it to start off with. I went in with a certain fee as well. And, I didn't go mad and just said, look, this is what I want for the first parties. I think it was like 300 quid or something. And that was all I wanted from it. So no matter how busy the bar got, that was the money that I took. They took a load of money on the bar. I got my money and started to build the brand that way. And it worked brilliantly. What I did was every time I got paid, I would invest a little bit more money back into the parties. So the next time I played, I'd have a few more lights. Or the next time I played, I'd have some banners hanging from the ceiling with the branding on. As every month went by, I improved my party 1 month at a time by adding different things, bringing in different DJs, or a percussionist, had an incredible bongo player called Mr. Shed. All these little things that you can start adding to make your event even better. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, the first thing you want to do as well is come up with a name for your brand, okay? Really important, this one. And I definitely recommend that you should have a look online, first of all, see if there's any other brands with that name that you've come up with. Mine was Mi Casa Es Tu Casa. At the time, there was a couple of that was similar, but not exactly like that. So I knew I'd be okay. I went onto Facebook, made sure that I got the domain name, and also went onto Instagram, got my name as well for that, and started slowly posting things about my new party. And this is where you need to start being more professional and start thinking of this as a business, because this is what it is. You're creating a brand here. So everything behind it needs to be a brand philosophy. You need to make sure that you're using the right colors that are connected to your brand across everything that you do. People need to be able to look at your page on Instagram and say, yeah, I know that's Mi Casa Es Tu Casa. So start thinking like that when you're creating content for your brand as well. Now, remember, in my opinion, I recommend you don't throw a load of money in from the beginning. Start slowly. There's no point starting out and just losing money. There's no fun in that at all. If you can put on a great event and have a little bit of money in your pocket as well, it's the best feeling in the world. I also recommend that you start these events with just you DJing. That way, you're building up the sound for your event. and you're not going to get another DJ come in and play the wrong kind of music and mess it all up. This is exactly what I did. I started all of these events with just me as the DJ. Then I'd eventually invite friends to come and play as well, because again, they can help you promote the event on their socials. But just make it clear to them the style of music that they need to be playing. Make sure you send them a message well ahead of time so that they can sort out their set list so it suits the style of music that you want played at your event. So important. Okay, to summarize, there's a few things you need to focus on. First one is to decide a name for your party. One of the hardest parts of this, write a few things down on a bit of paper, message a few friends as well, get some advice. Like I said, go onto Instagram and Facebook and see if that name's available. It's also a good idea to see if that domain name is available as well. And then send it out to a few friends and family members and see what they think. And then let them know that you're planning to do this and ask them if they'll come and support you when you do it. Next up, you need to find a venue to host your party. Here you need to think about what sort of party you're going to be hosting. Will your brand have a disco vibe? Or if you want to attract a good-looking crowd who like dressing up, then that's cool. Or if you want to do like a dark techno kind of vibe, then you need to find a venue that's right for that look as well. If you're going for a more underground kind of vibe. Whichever one you choose small to start off with. The venue that I played at had a capacity of about 180 people. That way, if you can fill up the bar, the videos and the photos look so much better than having a large venue with only a small amount of people in it. You can always move the venue later on to grow it as you get busier and busier as you go. Make sure that you prepare well ahead of time. Give yourself at least 2 or 3 months to start to promote the first event. Make sure that you've got all of the equipment that you need as well. I had the Pioneer XDJ-RX, which is great because you can put 2 USBs in there. That way, when guest DJs come and play, it's cool. And I also checked with some of the other DJs what they use, because I know I wanted to book Brandon Block, and I asked him, and he had the XDJ-RX at home as well. So I knew it would suit that. And what I'd suggest as well for your first party is get some t-shirts made. There's a great site that I know called tmill.com. That's TEEMILL.com. And you can design your own t-shirts and branding, then order some to be delivered in time for the event, and just get the bar staff wearing them and everything on that first party. This is what I did with my Casa one. All the guys behind the bar would have a t-shirt every month and they'd wear it. It just helped promote the brand. And again, makes you look a lot more professional. Then when it comes to promoting your event, make sure that you've got a Facebook event set up for it and that you invite all your friends and ask them to do the same. Make sure that the artwork is looking really cool and that you've done loads of different sizes for Instagram stories, for the Instagram main feed, for Facebook, for Twitter. Literally put it everywhere and ask all of your friends to promote it. Also print some off and put them up in the actual bar where you're going to be playing, whether it be in the toilets or dotted around the bar. You know, they'll be happy to do that if it's going to be promoting the event for them as well, because they're going to have a busier night. You could also even speak to your local newspaper and tell them that you're putting on this event and get some advertising in the local paper. Usually you get that for free. I know we did that back in the day a lot with SlavzIIhouse. And it really does help. Again, just makes you look a lot more professional, steps it up another level. Then on the night or the day of the event, don't panic. Don't get overwhelmed. Hopefully you've planned really well for this and you've done everything that you can to promote it. All you need to do now is just sit back, stay calm, and enjoy your night. Remember, don't get too drunk either, because this is your job now. This is your event. You need to take it seriously. This is your business. And this is your brand. Wait until afterwards, and then you can celebrate and have a drink with friends. Remember to take loads of photos as well and videos. If you can get someone to come in and do that, brilliantly. But again, think about the cost of that. And then ask people to leave a review of what they thought about the event also the next day. You can do that by messaging the people that attended on the Facebook event. And finally, focus on making every party going forward better. Like I said at the start, invest the money that you made in the events to improve each one as you go. Better branding, better DJs, just make everything better continuously. Okay, I hope that helps. If you want to know anything more about this, please just message me inside the membership and we can have this as a whole conversation if you want. like I said, that's the beauty of this course. We've got the membership as well. So that's where you can get access to me to talk about this stuff and to help you create your own event.